Can you be healthy at any size? Well, in today's video, we are going to be going over the infamous book, Health at Every Size by Dr. Lindo Bacon, formerly known as Dr. Lindo Bacon. I'm going to give you a quick summary on the book and sharing my thoughts of what I think about the Health at Every Size movement. Now, just quick little background on the author. As I stated previously, when written, it was Dr. Lindo Bacon. Now it is Dr. Lindo Bacon. They changed their name and they changed their pronouns. So as you already tell, I'm saying they or their throughout this entire video. I'm gonna do everything my best to make sure I get the correct pronouns, they and their, because that's their pronouns and I want to respect that. So when you hear me saying they or their, I am referring to Dr. Bacon. Now, Dr. Bacon got their PhD at the University of California at Davis in physiology, where they now currently serve as an associate nutritionist. They also do lots of research into these kind of tests, such as with overweight and obese people, and they make it very clear that they do not take money from big pharma, from the government, from the weight loss industry or the food industry. And this is very important, as we will go ahead and discuss here. A great way to really know what this book is about is to look at the back cover here. Okay, so pretty much what Dr. Bacon is saying, they are saying that obesity and fat and weight is not the problem at all. They feel like the issue is more so of the myths going on with it. They feel dieting is the actual problem here. They feel like there is no scientific based evidence that proves any correlation between having too much fat and diseases such as type 2 diabetes or hypertension. Not only that, they also claim that overweight people actually have prolonged or more prolonged life, I should say, than someone who's at a normal weight range. Now, we're gonna go into the book here, all of these beautiful pages here. This book is pretty much in two parts. Part one is deconstructing weight, and part two is the actual Health at Every Size program and what it's about. So let's get started with part one. Part one introduces Setpoint theory. It's pretty much oversimplifying this, but it's the theory that your body wants to stay in a certain weight range. Now, what happens when you start to lose weight is that if you go under the range, then your body's gonna do whatever it takes to get back in range, such as you burning calories slower, or that you start to get hungry, ghrelin starts to really kick in to bring you back up. And this is why, based off that theory, Dr. Bacon feels like there's absolutely no point in losing weight. Dr. Bacon feels like our bodies are at the healthy weight that it is supposed to be. Now, one of the best chapters in this book comes from part one, which is called We're Emotionally Starved. Now, in this, I have it bookmarked with the straw here. I couldn't find a bookmark, but pretty much just to read a quick paragraph from it. It says, but too many of us have come to view food as a blanket for our emotions, numbing them as we turn to food to provide the love and comfort we crave. Food is reward, friend, love, and support. We eat not because we're hungry, but because we're sad, guilty, bored, frustrated, lonely, or angry. In doing so, we're ignoring those internal hardwired hunger and fullness signals. And because there's no way that food can really address our emotions, we eat and eat and eat, but never feel satisfied. Now, the last section of part one has to do about the politics around food. This starts to go into the term nutri-washing, is what Dr. Bacon talks about for food, such as off of the fact that companies would use such terms on food labels such as natural, flavor, or trans-free. So that's pretty much what it means. Or also going to the advertisement part of it also as well. Say, for example, as what Dr. Bacon uses, is that General Mills will go ahead and they will brag about how they have so much whole grains in their cereal, but they don't mention how much sugar is in it. All right, so this is where the book takes a very interesting and bold turn, because now it starts to talk about the politics on weight. They feel like the obesity crisis is a myth. They said that even like the CDC, which I also have seen articles on doing research for this, that they had to retract that because the actual number is 26,000. So by 93%, they over exaggerated it. But then Dr. Bacon also goes into details saying that overweight people live longer lives than people at normal weight or underweight. She put various types of like articles here, and she pretty much says there's over dozens of research showing that being overweight, you live longer than someone that is at normal size, or especially if they are underweight. Okay, so I do want to mention that Dr. Bacon does say that being at a very high body weight can have adverse side effects on your health. However, they do feel like this is not for most people, since they feel like most people fall in the middle of the bell curve to where it doesn't affect them. They also say that there could be an association between weight and diseases such as like hypertension or type 2 diabetes, but there is no causation. So they go through different types of diseases, like they mentioned, for example, hypertension, where they say you can just follow the DASH diet, which is pretty much to reduce sodium, and you don't have to lose weight, but you will also still lower your blood pressure just following that type of diet. So that's what they truly believe. What I find very interesting is the fact that they state the reason why there's so much fear-mongering going on about the obesity crisis from the government is because the government is in bed with the weight loss industry, the food industry, and big pharma. Now, I would never say such a thing. We all know the government is very trustworthy, right? Like, we all know that. Like, you can never say anything bad against them. They're just amazing. They don't ever take handouts or anything like that. But that's what Dr. Bacon's claiming here, okay? That's what they're claiming. For example, they mentioned that out of 9 members of the NIH, 7 of them ran weight loss clinics. So, I don't know. That's what they're saying there. So that's pretty much what part 1. Part 1's pretty much saying there is no obesity crisis. It's a myth. Being fat isn't such a big deal as people, especially the government, is making it out to see. At the end of the day, it all comes down to money, and they try to fearmonger you because all these companies are billion-dollar companies where, of course, that's what they want to do. They want to go ahead and say things to try to scare you, to try to make you lose weight, because weight loss industry is worth billions. But then also on the pharmaceutical side, they can get approved drugs that could be dangerous, is what they are saying, which is also worth billions of dollars too. So, part 2. In part 2 of the book, Dr. Lindo Bacon introduces the Health at Every Size HAES program. No shocker here whatsoever, but they make it crystal clear that this book, that the program is not a weight loss program. They did say they spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars based off of research to perfect the program, and that they guarantee that if you follow the program, that you will gain your love for food again while maintaining a healthy weight. In the chapter, Respect Yourself, Body, and Soul, they state that society should be more body diversity and that we should embrace the bodies that we are in. The interesting part about it, which I think throughout the whole chapter, was the example they used of this. The example they used on why we should not ask people to lose weight is because they referenced Would you ask an African American to lighten their skin? My thoughts on that coming up, but whew, that's their reference for this. That's their example, yeah? But moving on, they also give us the 4 guidelines for hunger. Guideline number 1 is satisfy your hunger. The example they use is French fries. They state that if you're craving French fries, it is better to eat the French fries to see if they satisfy you than just substitute French fries for a baked potato. Guideline number 2 is to pay attention when you eat. They state that all of our senses, such as smell and taste, play a huge part in us feeling satisfied when we eat. So pretty much we shouldn't watch TV or drive and eat. Instead, we should sit down and be fully present with our food. They even recommend playing some kind of soft music to get us in the mood to eat, but just to have such awareness that'll help us with satisfaction. Guideline number 3, just forgot. Okay, so guideline number 3 is satisfy your hunger. Pretty much that to pay attention to our hunger fullness cues, so that we should journal what we eat and how it makes us feel. And lastly, guideline number 4 is to tackle emotional eating. Pretty much with this, they're saying that yes, we should still enjoy the foods that we eat. However, eating should primarily be for nourishment, and that we should find other activities that will give us pleasure. In one of the last chapters of the book, Dr. Bacon states that we should try to live a healthy lifestyle. They promote movement for fun, so find activities that inquire some kind of movement, such as dancing or walking or yoga, that we enjoy, does not feel like torture to us. They say that we should eat real food, not so much processed food, and also eat a lot more plant foods. They state that we should lower our stress and get a sufficient amount of sleep. Dr. Bacon ended the book by saying that we need to face the truth, that we have lost the war on obesity. They feel like the war on obesity was a pointless war that has just brought us self-hatred, discrimination, eating disorders, and poor health. They feel like we need to reclaim our bodies back and just fill it with self-love. They ended by saying that we need to listen to our bodies because our bodies will give us loving and enjoying and fulfilling lives. So that's the end of the book. That's my summary. So let's get into my thoughts. So I have a lot of mixed feelings about this book. There's stuff I agree with. There's some stuff I don't agree with. But with the book itself, first I want to say is that this book has over like 300 references. And all this is just references to what they're saying to try to prove that the obesity crisis is a myth and everything. But my issue with it is that it doesn't say to like which one goes to which. Like I wish on the page, for example, I think it's like 127 where they're listing out stuff talking about like Norwegians, like 1.7 million Norwegians who got tested about the overweights, and overweight, you live longer than a normal or underweight. I wish they're like, oh hey, it's this article, this research. I wish it had that, but it doesn't. There's just 300 references in the bag, but it really doesn't explain which one goes to which or which page number does this reference go to. Now, I do want to say I agree with the book a lot, actually. I agree with, there's a lot of self-hate going on, right? Like if you don't look a certain way, that you don't love yourself, you don't treat yourself correctly. I feel like no matter what you look like, you should love yourself. So I absolutely agree with that. I agree that we should try to find some kind of movement for fun. I agree with that. I can agree that we should try to eat more real food, avoid more processed foods, and like eat plant type foods. I agree with that. We should fit more of that into our diet. I agree we should lower our stress and get some more sleep. God knows I don't get the most sleep. I need to. I try. I can. I don't know. I'm doing my best, but it's like I can agree with those things. So, a healthy lifestyle, I agree with. Now, what I don't agree with is I don't agree with, for one, going back to that reference about African American, I do not agree with that one. Like, when I read it, I was like, what? How are you gonna compare? Like, what kind of comparison is that? Like, I'm like, you're gonna compare being overweight or obese to being African American? Telling someone to lose weight for their health is a lot different than telling an African American to lie in their skin. I mean, one, I don't want to lie in my skin. I love the way I look. But it's literally like two different things. I can't change. You know, like, I was born like this. I wasn't born like obese, but I was born black. So it's like I don't understand that. I kind of have mixed feelings, I should say, about set point theory. Because take, for example, like set point theory that your body must be a certain range. My body, for example, has been between 230 and 236 for the past 2.5 months, right? And right now, I weighed in this morning and I was 233. So I was like, yeah, that could be a set point. My body wants to be in this range. However, I have been higher and I have been lower. You know, I can tell you what, I feel a lot better lower. Like, my joints thank me for being lower. My body might want to be this size, but I don't feel good at this size. Like, I want to lose weight, not to look good or whatever, you know, not on some self-hate kind of thing. It's literally so I can feel better, so I can perform better. Like, I can't walk at an intensity like I used to because I have gained some weight. So to me, it's like, that could be true, set point, maybe so, but I feel like you can also reduce your set point theory if you stick to it long enough. So I don't feel like, oh, because there's this theory that you shouldn't try to lose weight. I feel like if it's better for your health to lose weight, you should. You can't just, I don't feel like you could be like, oh, well, this person is 500 pounds, that, hey, you know, set point theory, that's their set point range, they shouldn't try to lose weight. No, I don't think that is true at all. Also, which part I forgot to mention, but I agree with, like, I do agree food labels are extremely deceptive. Lots of advertising. Like, it's saddening to see that foods like McDonald's or some kind of Cheeto commercials, they have like hundreds of millions of dollars in advertising, but then you see like fruits and vegetables get like itty bitty much. So yeah, I could definitely see that there. I do definitely agree with that. I feel like overall, we could take some, to kind of mix the two up, the fat and fitness world, is that I feel like we should combine the two. You know, I feel like we should follow some of the stuff in HAES, such as, you know, self-love, eating more whole whole real foods. I do feel like we can follow some of those steps, and I feel like we should really tune into our body, to what we like and what we don't like, and how it makes us feel. Does it make us feel more energized? Make us feel more sluggish after we eat certain foods? I do definitely agree with that, but I feel like if losing weight is beneficial to your health, you should do so. As you guys probably seen before already, there's that recent article that came out that is stating, or research I say, that's stating that fat but fit is a myth. So overall, this is health at every size. What do you think here? I think health at every size is not wrong. It's not right. It's kind of like, I feel like it's based off of a person. There's stuff I fundamentally agree with, stuff I fundamentally disagree with. I feel like do whatever is best for your health. I feel like only you know. I don't know. Dr. Bacon doesn't know. I feel like you, at the end of the day, know what's best for your health. So thank you so much here for watching. Please give this a like if you did enjoy the video. That definitely helps out the YouTube algorithm, helps more people see it. I highly recommend reading the book. It's a pretty good book to read, to be honest. It's like 270 pages of actual reading. So if you read it, let me know. And thank you so much for watching, and have a good day there.